I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. Now, before I continue, I did forget to read something earlier, and that is in chapter, well, not in chapter 9, but just before chapter 9, there was this heading. And as I've said before, the chapter headings are not scripture. They are brief explanations that were added much later, I believe in like the 1940s, something like that. But they're not part of the original translation. They're not considered actual scripture. But this heading, which we read here at the beginning of chapter 9, this is scripture. And just like at the beginning of 1 Nephi, we had a heading that was written by Nephi. We had another one at the beginning of 2 Nephi and one at the beginning of Jacob. And we didn't have any for Enos, Jerem, or Alma, or the Words of Mormon, and we don't have one at the beginning of Mosiah. But we do have this at the beginning of the Record of Zeniff. At the beginning of, just before chapter 9, it reads, "The Record of Zeniff, an account of his people from the time they left the land of Zarahemla until the time that they were delivered out of the hands of the Lamanites," comprising chapters 9 through 22. Now keep that in mind, this is the Record of Zeniff and his people. Now the first two chapters of this, chapters 9 and 10, are written in the first person as these are what Zeniff himself actually wrote. After that point, we do get a lot of, it's a third person. It's most likely Mormon abridging the rest of the record of the people of Zeniff. And he does insert a couple of comments of his own at times, but then we come to chapter 23. Now remember, we already read the beginning of chapter 23. But we have another one of these headings here. And it states here, "An account of Alma and the people of the Lord, who were driven into the wilderness by the people of King Noah," comprising chapters 23 and 24. Now later on in Alma, we will also have a number of these headings. So, what is it? Alma chapter 5 has a heading to it. Then at chapter 7, there's another heading. In 36, I believe we get another heading like this. These headings they're not part of any chapter, but they were part of the original record. And what I think these are where Mormon is telling us that he is inserting a record that was not on the plates of Nephi. His main narrative is taken from the plates of Nephi, but at moments he inserts a little bit to fill in the narrative that's not from the plates of Nephi. Now I did my one supplement about Mosiah being the most unique book because the majority of it is not from the plates of Nephi. 9 through 24, chapters 9 through 24, that's well over half of the book is not from the plates of Nephi. There are a number of chapters in Alma that are also apparently not from the plates of Nephi. And I find this interesting that this is Mormon, the reason we have these headings here, as I say, this is Mormon showing us this is the record of Nephi. But let me tell you, let me insert this here, and this, he puts the heading on it, this is this record. This is the record of Zeniff's people. Then this here, I'm going to insert this record. This is the record of Alma's people. Later on, we get the record of the sons of Mosiah and their missionary journey to the Lamanites. We also have a heading over the last words of Alma to his sons, which comprises like 7-8 chapters. So apparently that was recorded, that was had by Mormon. He had it in a record, but not on the plates of Nephi. And so I said Mosiah is the most unique in that the majority of it is not taken from the plates of Nephi. But there does seem to be a significant portion of Alma that is also not taken from the plates of Nephi. And I find that very interesting. I wanted to mention that. The rest of these headings, I forgot to read these as I was going through in Mosiah. I will try to remember to read them when I go through Alma. So now let us continue.